There is security footage that surveilled Matt Weiss, former assistant co-offense coordinator at Michigan, allegedly hacking the accounts of students to steal sexually explicit photos from their personal accounts. Let's talk about what this means for Michigan, what this means for their coaching search. Bad news becoming even worse news for the University of Michigan. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Who's going to take the Michigan job? Because this job, before 2 Wednesdays ago, one of the top 10 jobs in all of college football. Some would argue top 5 job in all of college football. And then Sharon Moore is terminated for cause, having an intimate relationship with a staffer, showing up to her home, trespassing inside, and threatening to hurt himself in front of her. He faces 3 charges, one of which is a felony. He's going to be going through it, to say the least. So is his family. Michigan also had already been trying to fight $30 million in fines for Connor Stalions led stealing scandal, Hacking's Matt Weiss, where they were sign stealing electronically. He deciphered those things via video, put them into a big book, and told everybody what was coming. Big Ten reprimanded him, and now the NCAA basically has reprimanded him. Show cause for Jim Harbaugh, show cause for Jesse Minter, and a show cause for Sharon Moore, who was still going to be able to be that head coach. Now they don't have a head coach. Now they're getting ready to play Texas with an interim in Biff Poggi. You have players that feel betrayed. I mean, Jordan Marshall went as far as to say he believed that the culture was just better at Ohio State. He believed that Sharon Moore was a better person than anybody else that he might want to play for. That's why he chose to play for him. He said that just the week going into Ohio State, Michigan, which is that game was played November 30th. And Matt Weiss was indicted by the FBI in March of this year. And now we have actual security footage of him doing the deeds on the University of Michigan's campus. Interim president of the University of Michigan sent a statement and made claims that, hey, we're going to do a thorough investigation over here. We've hired this law firm to basically run a microscope into our colon. Tell us what else is in there. What haven't we already found out? Which means that everything at Michigan is being investigated, turned over, and questioned, and should be. It means a lot of alumni and fans are very, very upset with good damn reason. And it means that the facts of Sharon Moore, of Matt Weiss alone are enough to give most people pause. And it's a really difficult job to sell to be the head coach there. We have done a very intentional segment after segment here where you will be able to trace a line of we are only talking about what is reported. We are only talking about what the University of Michigan and what police have shared and what has been made available via open records requests like The Athletic finding the security footage that showed Matt Weiss allegedly hacking college students' personal accounts to steal sexually explicit photos and videos in an FBI search warrant affidavit. If you are a parent of one of these students, you are so angry and you're probably thinking about suing people. If you are a father of a daughter who is allegedly hacked by Matt Weiss, you are beyond rage. If you are any person related to a person who has been cited inside of this really large hacking by one man, you have a grievance and then some. And I don't know that anything that happens to Matt Weiss is going to make you feel better. What's going on at the University of Michigan would be the question to ask. Why could he do this? Isn't there security software in place for this? Isn't this why we all have two-factor identification that locks us out of our own personal accounts because it doesn't trust us to know the strong password that we should have written down somewhere else, but probably did, but it's way over there. And we really like to use a password we could remember. But you know what? It says your password is too weak. And we say, so is our memory. Can you help a brother out? And it says, no, y'all ain't got that in Michigan? Because that's how it feels right now. It feels like The things that would normally be in place to thwart this are not. And if Matt Weiss is some kind of computer hacking genius, you should still be able to suss this out. One of my best friends works in IT. He helped put together the technology that we use to broadcast this show. And all he does for me basically is reinforce, hey, have you done this? Have you put this in place? Like even the software that we use to stream the show, to watch the show, it makes you authenticate 2-3 times. It makes you say who you are. There are ways to trace this. Nothing is ever really secure, but you can do a lot to protect yourself, and you can make it more difficult for people to penetrate, right? And for the folks that are going to say penetrate, pause, grow up just a little bit. We having a grown folks conversation right now, all right? Now, I want to really get a handle on why it is that Michigan thinks they can still get Kalen Deboer. Like I wrote about this in my follow-up to my story following OU's loss at Oklahoma to Alabama. I realized why Michigan wants Kalen Deboer. I mean, that was on full display on Friday night. He kept his composure. He kept his team fighting with a very simple ask. Keep playing the game. Keep playing the game, and the game will come to you. When you're down like that, just score 7. That's all I'm asking you to do. Score 7. We go score 7, we're in the ball game. They scored 7, right? And then they scored 3, and then they scored 7 more, and it's tied up at halftime. They were down by 17, and all of a sudden they had made up the biggest difference in a comeback before, which was actually Georgia and Oklahoma. Oklahoma led 31-14 in the 2018 Rose Bowl for blowing that lead. And then the team that showed up to Sanford to beat Georgia showed up in the second half at Oklahoma to play, right? That Alabama team showed both the team that got beat by Florida State and the team that beat Georgia. It's all there. Kalen Deboer had a quarterback that trusted him, that he trusted, that was feeling himself. He had a defensive coordinator that knew what he needed to do to adjust to what the offense was doing. And he and Ryan Grubb found a way to neutralize our Mason Thomas. I'm looking at it going, I realize why this alignment is giving you problems. There are a lot of people that do it. You put 3 of your interior alignment together, right? 2 tackles in an end. And you put your rush in, stand up and say, I want to separate this so that you get one-on-one with the left tackle. Just beat him. And our Mason Thomas was beating the hell out of Caden Proctor until such time as I'm going, hey, you gotta slide to protection. And then I'm watching these running backs go out in routes, and I'm going, you can't slide to protection. Like you're going to slide it away. You're going to leave this end unblocked over here, and you can't do that. So I'm begging Ryan Grubb because I'm watching the football game, right? I'm like, yo, help Ty Simpson out there. He is on an island by himself, having to run away from our Mason Thomas because you don't give him a tight end or running back to slide the protection. To which he says, you know what? I got to fix for this. And finally they came up with it. I'm saying, Oklahoma's defense might be cooked because they just replaced our Mason Thomas with the edge. That's all they did, right? We're going to throw it to right where he was. And as soon as that started to happen, the offense started to open up for them because then Brent had to make an adjustment to what they were doing. And this is a good chess match. This is why they say chess matches. Chess matches are about attacks and defenses, but they're also about not making mistakes. It is seeing what what white or black is trying to do and then counter it. White has the ball. They're always going to have a move and always going to have a tempo until such a time as they castle. That's one of the reasons I used to play a lot of chess, still do, and think about it the way you think about football. There are only so many moves to make on the board. There are only 64 squares. That's why people can memorize them. That's why you can memorize tactics. And that's why some chess players are really great. They take the time to learn the board, to learn the tactics, and then to memorize openings and defenses. And immediately it's just chunking. You've seen it before, so you know what to do. Same thing with a quarterback. You see cover 2, you know what to do. You're going to split the safeties, right? If it's closed, you got it outside, right? You got one-on-one. If it's 6 in the box, we can block that, right? If it's 8 in the box, we can't block that. These are things that you all get to know. All those things are on display. And I'm also looking at this going, what could Michigan offer Kalen Deboer that he can't get at Alabama? And the same thing is kind of true at Arizona State for Kenny Dillingham, except to say Kenny Dillingham is trying to use this time to leverage things for Arizona State, which I love. Giving a press conference going, somebody out there in this community, Phoenix, needs to be able to stroke a $20 million check. And you know what? Somebody out there can. And they're probably saying, we can do that in Michigan. Yeah, you can. And I'm sure somebody at Arizona State can do it too. But the thing you can't do at Michigan, You can't make this Matt Weiss thing go away. You can't make this Sharon Thor thing go away. You can't make those show causes go away. And you can't make Michigan into the space that it felt it had and belonged. I mean, I remember going to Michigan for Penn State game 2022, and it was wild for me to hear James Earl Jones come with a loudspeaker saying, "We are the greatest university in the world." If Michigan is the bar for the greatest university in the world, we need to adjust that. Or they better fix this, unlike anything has ever been fixed in academia before.